Hello, and welcome to Mindset Mondays with DTK. This is episode number 155 in an ongoing series of live broadcasts designed for folk who are dedicated to getting better at being who they be, who are clear that the way to get better at doing what one does is to get better at being who one is at their core. So that's the opportunity today, as every day. First, before we get started, go ahead and click share just underneath this video. And please invite your community, your colleagues, your friends into the conversation. We're live streaming onto Facebook and YouTube. The more folk who get to join the conversation, the richer the conversation it is. Whew. So it's been a whirlwind leaping back into the office after a week in the mountains and broadcasting from up there. And it's interesting. I was playing with this idea, 3 years ago, the broadcast went haywire. Everything went bananas, right? And I I look back on that and I lost it. I was frazzled from the week before when we tried to launch it, and not only did the technology go haywire, software didn't launch. I killed the broadcast and had to delay a week. And I had very similar problems the second week, and holy crap, um, gave me a lot of learning opportunity, let's say. So 3 years later, I had an opportunity to see what a gift that whole experience was. And I selected this quote to really drive that home, right? Each day provides its own gifts, Marcus Aurelius. And nothing like going back to nothing like going back to a couple thousand years to draw on wisdom, right? I shared on last week's broadcast that because of power and internet outages, I had to race through snowy, winding country roads to find a coffee shop, the closest place we could, and literally whisked in with seconds to spare. And that was from my third annual broadcast. And what I realized reflecting back on last week, and I faced that manic hysterical morning with humor, ease, and grace. And by the way, if you haven't driven on really hilly, winding mountain roads, snow or not, right, barely 2 lanes, then the only way to face that is with grace and ease and flow, no matter how fast you're trying to get somewhere. The car may have been racing, but my pulse wasn't. And even this morning, it was just one of those days where internet connection wasn't working, had to reboot the router, the network, the machine, everything. And again, whisked into this broadcast after 10 minutes of getting everything rebooted with seconds to spare. Pulse is calm. I prefer it this way. There's no reason to go crazy. Each day provides its own gifts. I have the opportunity to choose that. I have the opportunity to seek the calm. I get to choose how I react. We had the same thing happen on Tuesday. At early in the morning, the power started going nuts again. Now, the reason we're up there is Elaine and I are part of a mastermind, and we're up there with another friend who's in the same group. We decided that if we're going to have to do a 6-day long virtual mastermind, why not do it somewhere where it's beautiful? Now, when Sarah got this VRBO set up, we asked the folk, what's the connection like? They were giving us screenshots of the upload and download. We figured we could make this work. We didn't check on the power and how stable it was. So the power started flipping off again. It wasn't even a storm. Then it died. Three of us calmly made breakfast, packed up all our stuff, rolled back down the mountain to that same coffee shop, greeted the barista by name. She asked if I wanted the same drink. It was fabulous. And again, power cords that we brought, all the splitters that we brought, already knew the passwords, got logged in. Calders Coffee Shop was amazing. Coffee in hand, powered up, connected to the internet, 90 seconds to spare. It was perfect. All three of us come. I'll share the photos of us camped out in our home away from home. It was fabulous. And instead of being frazzled, we had stories to tell. We were giggling with our friends about what it took to get there. And what I'm coming to now, and what's landing so beautifully, is the chance to be very intentional. I seek to find the gift available in every moment, right? We had a gas stove. We had great stories to tell. We had time spent together getting there. That crazy ass drive through the mountains, 2 cars just in case somebody had to leave early, and tracking each other like Speed Racer and Racer X as we were going through. And again, more funny stories, this adorable and sweet interactions we had, and playing musical chairs in the coffee shop with the same people that were there the day before because their power was out again. It is the little things and focusing on those. That's the energy that I want to take this year. I was on a bike ride this morning, and the Peloton instructor, was talking about take care of the little things, the big things take care of themselves. And I get that when it comes to paying attention to your posture, your technique, pedal stroke, and everything on the bike. Yes, you pay attention to those little things, the bigger things like the endurance and your stamina, right? Those take care of themselves. But it's the same with everything we face. It's the same with everything we face. Pay attention to the little things. Find those little gifts in the moment throughout the day. Notice that the big things take care of themselves. The accomplishments happen. The larger successes begin to happen because we stop the energy leak. Finding what's wrong in a situation, grousing about the little things that go wrong, that's a ginormous energy leak. Thanks for the pen shout out, Sherry. that's what that's where the energy leak is. When our energy gets drained, focusing on every little niggly thing that's terrible, every nagging element that didn't go perfect, that just sucks the energy out. What happens when you shift to the idea that every day provides its own gifts? What's different in your world when you get to take that stand that each day provides its own gifts? Your job? Find them. Notice them. Right? Catch the difference. Notice them. Hi, Sarah. Sarah was with us. It's not a good story if there aren't a few dragons. And that's another piece. You get to hold onto those dragons as a bit of joy. Go on a scavenger hunt for what's perfect rather than our usual cataloging of what's wrong. Oh my God, it is so easy to focus on what's wrong or what isn't perfect or what's not right. The opportunity to conserve the energy that we normally waste on finding what's wrong gives us an opportunity to use that energy for building onto what we want in our world. What could you do with that extra energy? What could you do with the energy that you're no longer going to be wasting by being cranky? I mean, come on, think about it. Think about now. We don't. There are not a lot of us that have to commute right now. But to think of those conversations that we have with ourselves in the car. Oh, grousing about the other drivers, grousing about how long it's taking to get there, pissing and moaning about this, that, or the other thing. What if you went on that scavenger hunt to find what's good, what's right? What if that's where you put your energy? This year, my plan is to consciously focus as often as humanly possible solely on the things over which I have influence and over which I can exert control. I should say control. Everything else I'm letting go. Everything else I'm letting go. I don't need ulcers they don't serve. I don't need to expend my energy on that which does not serve. And going on that scavenger hunt, seeking the things that are perfect, that are good, that work, that bring me joy, that bring laughter, that bring stories. Those things. They're net energy gain. Yeah, this is a brand, Be Good to People. This is a brand that my friend Chris Wittenberg out in Colorado started several years ago. And it's such a simple idea, but it becomes a mindset. If that's what you're focusing on, opportunities to be good to people, opportunities to look for connection, opportunities for a net energy gain. My God, what if more people lived this? Mark Silverman had one of these on the other day, and I commented because this is a brand that Elaine and I love because I love the energy behind it. Chris was in a parking lot and had this woman, sort of a parking lot road rage experience. And Chris just looked at her and she said, "Oh my God, how hard is it to just be good to people?" And that sort of stuck with her. And by the way, the brand is all black and white because she said, "Oh my God, it's so simple. It's as simple as black and white." And that's the truth. It is as simple as black and white, making a choice to seek, identifying what the gifts are in the day, and letting go of the things that aren't perfect. Decide where you're going to place your attention. It's going to be the things that aren't working, the things over which you have zero control. Where are you burning energy that you could use for something else? That's what you get to play with this week. Where are you burning energy without intention, and where can you place that instead? It's replacing that which doesn't serve with that which does serve. There's your playground. So this week, that's your opportunity. Play with where you're burning your energy and where can you place that energy instead. All right, and in the meantime, I invite you to come to Mindset Mondays private Facebook group and share what comes up for you this week. And as always, you can find out more about the book Mindset Mondays with DTK just by going to mindsetmondayswithdtk.com. And one of the things that I've been working on is a program that I'm launching. It's the Mindset Mondays Accelerator. And those of you who are already subscribed to this broadcast, you'll be seeing more of that in your email tomorrow morning. And I'll be talking more about that in the coming broadcast as well. But for now, between now and next week, what mindset will you choose?